What did it take to close it out?
Down to the last 2 minutes of the game. You know what I'm saying? We got up, double digits, 17, 18 points. I think even 20 at some point, and they just kept fighting. Even though their record doesn't show, they're a resilient team, a young team, very, very scrappy. And they fought hard for 4 quarters, man. We just came away with a victory.
Finding ways to pull games like this out, what kind of a character builder is that for this group in the young season?
Definitely a character builder, but we gotta do a better job of finishing games, especially being up 20 points on the road. We gotta finish the game to where when the starters we gotta come back in the game. It's a process. We just continue to build. All in all, we come over to win. And we move on for the last game in Oklahoma City for our last game, the road trip.
And let's talk about the rhythm that you're getting into. You said after the Orlando game, you feel like you're getting your bounce back. Yeah. 39 points, 12 assists to go with those 5 boards, James.
Yeah, just being aggressive, man. I think we get to the basket. Just being aggressive, the ultimate aggressive to get to the basket, just take whatever the defense is giving me. And whatever happens after that happens. But, I'm feeling more confident and more comfortable. I knew it was going to take me a little bit of time, but just got to keep going. And hopefully I can have some consistency. One
more game left in this road trip. Thanks so much for your time, James. 39 points, 12 assists, and 5 boards for James Harden is Kevin Durant. Taking some photos there with some fans at the end of this one. As we take a look at our dunk of the game, brought to you by Bigelow Tea.
Durant gets the dunk. And take a look in transition from James Harden. Those two finding each other all night. This time right up the gut. Kevin Durant with your Bigelow Tea dunk of the game.
Yeah, that was our dunk of the game, brought to you by Bigelow Tea. 120.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Nets postgame show with Frank Isola. I'm Nancy Newman. While the Nets, they roll on this road trip, a desperate Pelicans team did not go down easy. The Nets did a terrific job defending down the stretch. All the starting 5 players, big buckets, also late.
Yeah, and give the Pelicans a lot of credit. They were down 21. They weren't going anywhere. They had a 32-8 run. They actually had a 3-point lead in the 4th quarter. The Nets, over the last 4:15, they close out the game on a 19-8 run. Bruce Brown's 3-pointer was absolutely huge. James Harden had a great game, but make no mistake about it. Down the stretch, this was the greatness of Kevin Durant. The shot-making ability, the willingness to pass out of the double team, everything began and ended with Kevin Durant, who started the 4th quarter on the bench, and this is an issue that the Nets have. When he's not out there, things seem to go haywire. But down the stretch when they needed it, there are very few players in the league that do this. Kevin Durant is in that elite class. What a spectacular performance late by Kevin Durant.
Just to watch him take over, let's take you through the second half highlights. It is the 3rd quarter, and it's James Harden getting to work. What a game from him, too. To KD, jam time, 68-60 for the Nets. Soon after, more James Harden. Little step-back action. Buries the tray. Nets up 74-62, rolling at that point.
That was actually good defense by the Pelicans, but James Harden had it going in that 3rd quarter. Look at this. Getting downhill, challenged by Jonas Valanciunas, and he still converts the floater in the lane.
The offense so different when they're going downhill. Harden looking to KD, another 3-ball, 21-point game. But hold on, back come the Pelicans. Thomas Satoransky driving them closer.
And the Nets really didn't have an interior presence until the final play of the game when Blake Griffin blocked Valanciunas' shot. But, New Orleans was so aggressive around the basket. The Nets giving up way too many offensive rebounds.
Getting it down to 4 points, more second chance points. Josh Hart, Murphy, little cleanup.
And there's not a body on him, Nancy. He's right. He's all alone. Easy putback for Trey Murphy III.
And more from him, this time from long range. The lead down to 1, Frank.
Yeah, he got a friendly rim right there. Murphy did off the glass as well.
Under 6 to go, Devontae Graham, little jumper. Pelicans, they took the lead, 102-101. Later still, Nets down 3. But Bruce Brown, this is the bucket you talked about.
Yeah, I thought this was absolutely huge. It's a 3-point game. They needed. Bruce Brown hadn't made a 3-all game. Nails that from the corner.
Gigantic, tied the game. Good D from the Nets. 24-second violation. They force it. And then it's KD time.
I mean, just look at the shots that Kevin Durant is able to make here. That's
Wow.
just getting into the paint, catching the ball in one motion, turning around and nailing it.
3-point lead.
And this one, long three-pointer contested, knocks it down.
4-point game.
And then
Under
here
2
he
to go.
is, willingness to pass out of the double team. Now the Nets get a little lucky here.
Look at this, yeah.
Because, off of Mills, back to Joe Harris for the layup. But that all begins because Durant is willing to pass the ball. And once again, he comes off the screen. Who does he see cutting to the basket? Blake Griffin. Again, all Kevin Durant making the right play.
Griffin forcing his body in there. Final minute, 4-point lead.
And here
Harden,
comes a double team. You're really going to double team off of James Harden?
dagger.
Nails it.
There it is. 7-point lead. 117-110. The final 120-112. Outscored were the Nets actually in that fourth quarter, but they come up with the huge win. The game summary brought to you by Infinity. Luxury should be lived in.
This is the kind of game where Steve Nash is going to be thinking, why did I get into coaching? We're playing a 1-11 team. I have a 21-point lead late in the third quarter. He probably is thinking in his head, maybe I'll rest Kevin Durant for another fourth quarter, maybe even James Harden. Next thing you know, he's telling one of the best players in the league, get in there, you need to bail me out. But give the Nets a lot of credit, because once they fell behind by 3, you could put your head down and think we don't have a chance. But with Kevin Durant, you always have a chance. You mention it. They made the stops down the stretch. But again, James Harden had the incredible stat line, but when they needed it most, who do they go to on the offensive end? Kevin Durant, who makes plays. He doesn't take crazy shots. You send the double team. Think about it.
Yep.
He's passing the ball out to James Harden. The Pelicans, that's where they were stuck. Kevin Durant has the ball, and Willie Green, their coach, is saying, double Kevin Durant. That's how good he is, and you're going to leave James Harden open. And Kevin Durant, being the great player he is, smart player with a high basketball IQ, says, you want to leave James Harden open? I'm going to pass it to him, and Harden nails a wide-open 3.
Oh, yeah, and as a result, the confidence is building. You talked about it post-game with Michael Grady there on the court, and you can see it. It's all rising, and it's all happening for him. Let's take a look at James Harden.
And I really thought, especially late, some of those plays where he went to the basket. But this was a good game for James Harden. He seemed to be, playing free and easy, and you used the word, he used it as well, confidence. And that's when he's at his best. On the pick and roll, there you have LaMarcus Aldridge diving to the basket, bounce pass from Harden for an easy dunk. Here he pulls up, knocks down a 3. Just like when you see him dribbling like that, you know that he's in a rhythm. That's the James Harden we've seen over the past 4 or 5 years. That's the James Harden we saw last year in Brooklyn. Look at that. I mean, that's just playground stuff that nobody could contain. And there, the easy dump off to Blake Griffin. They really didn't have an answer for him. There you see he's caught in a switch with Valanciunas. What does he do? Blows past him, is able to draw the foul, and this is the play that really ends it all. Up 4, under 30 seconds to go. Kevin Durant pass to James Harden, knocks down the 3.
Frank, he is accelerating more. He's so explosive. Most games with 30-plus points and 10 assists. How impressive is this? 93 for James Harden.
Yeah, he's on a list that includes the Big O. It includes LeBron. He's ahead of LeBron, and it includes his former teammate in Oklahoma City, Russell Westbrook, and the New Yorker himself, Nate Tiny Archibald.
39 points, 12 assists for him. What can you say? He's just been fantastic, and we talked about this on the pregame as well. The court vision, well, that's definitely there. He can facilitate. He improves everybody's play. Yeah. But his body is still rounding into shape.
Yeah, you keep using the word round. I think you're right. It was too round to begin with, and he's definitely getting into better shape.
Quite like that, but I got you.
There was a game a few weeks ago when they played Miami. I keep talking about it. It was that Wednesday night game at Barclays Center. He did not play well. You can tell his pride was hurt a little bit. I think he was slightly embarrassed. Ever since then, he's played a lot better. And really, New Orleans, which give them credit, give Willie Green credit. That team is desperate. They needed a win. They came out and competed, but they didn't have anybody that can guard James Harden. They just didn't. And he knows that. When he takes the court, he's out there playing free and easy, getting everyone involved, scoring. The last game, he only took 11 shots. Tonight, he was much more aggressive because his shot was going. And really, in the biggest moment when they needed it, up 3, and he gets the pass from Kevin Durant, he ends the game with a dagger.
Yep, when that shot starts to fall, look out. We are just getting started. Nice win, 120-112 for the Nets down in New Orleans. When we return back to New Orleans, we will go and hear from the head coach, Steve Nash. Let's see how he's feeling right now. Michael Grady and Sarah Kustok.